those nerds out there.
The Thomas Bryant jockstrap, get him out of here.
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back. They snatched that chain, boy. Get back. What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back. We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1.
That ain't it.
Get back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Big Factor.
We can't do it.
Here on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Ryan Tyler. He's Jack O'Rourke. He's Nick Padone. He's Rob Watson. We had a scheduled skull clap to intro the show, but we kind of ad-libbed and didn't.
There was no good percussion to get the sound loud enough in order
We'll
to
bring
do
it
it.
to you guys eventually one day.
Yeah, it's all right. We got
We'll work
plenty of
on
time.
it.
Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. Jack, we'll start with you going around the table. What's up, dude? How was your Monday night?
It was good. Didn't do a whole ton. Got some work done. Just hung out. Played some Madden. Threw a couple interceptions. Can't really run the ball yet. I was telling Rob about that. So nothing too special to report out of the O'Rourke camp.
Dude, I was driving the hospital bus or the nursing home bus this morning. So my dad broke his foot over the weekend, and my grandma's having hip replacement surgery today. So thoughts with Grandma Padone, but dude, my dad was supposed to drive her, but then he just broke his foot this weekend. It's his right foot, so he can't drive. So I had to load everybody up in my car this morning and drop the whole crew off. I was driving the cripple bus.
Rob?
Got a nice lift in this morning. Played Madden last night. Joey texted me asking me advice because he's garbage. So trying to help him out. Now I got to help Jack out too. I got a nice little 80% win percentage on the game. Nothing crazy. So, you know who they come to for advice. I'm a little different, but I'll see if I can help the young lads out, man.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you two have a nice 9 holes to play after work today.
Oh, and I'm terrible at golf, so I'll need Joey to help me out on that. That's where you can get
Jack,
me back.
you're not very good either, right?
No, I'm a terrible golfer, Ryan. I'm probably the worst golfer who has been out there at least 5 times.
Fair enough. I'm not very good at golf.
That's why the Rob and I dynamic had to work well, because we both not striking out is big for us when we're swinging the golf club.
All right, nobody cares about our personal lives.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco officially named a Week 1 starter for the Cleveland Browns from head coach Kevin Stefanski. Well, was this kind of by default? I don't know. A lot of people thought Joe Flacco was a clear-cut option to start the season, and I understood it. I went Kenny Pickett for other various reasons outside of play, which sounds kind of dumb, but if you think about it from a 1,000-foot view, it does make sense. But it is ultimately Joe Flacco starting Week 1. We're back in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, dude, your whole Kenny Pickett thing did make a whole lot of sense. And I really think the Browns wanted it to work out that way. It just so happened with the injury that he never got that opportunity. But it does feel like Flacco won this thing by default. But now that you've seen the news and we've had about 24 hours to digest it, it feels like the tides are starting to turn. Like, it feels like some of these national people are starting to give the Browns a couple more wins because of the Joe Flacco thing. And I think that's justified. Like, he is the best quarterback right now on the roster. He gives them the best chance to win Week 1. So I think it was like the no-brainer situation. I think it makes a lot of sense. If he starts the season hot, okay, Flacco fever's back. Everybody loves it. And if he doesn't, I do feel like that leash is going to be pretty short because Ryan, to your point, Kenny Pickett does still exist.
Man, what does that say about the perception about the Browns? Not necessarily, I guess, about the Browns, but just about Deshaun Watson. The fact that you're finally cleansing the palate, at least for now. If he gets in one game this season, that's a different story. I don't even want to think about that scenario. But the fact that there are people, and yes, there are still people that have the Browns as a 3-4 win team. Vegas, I believe, has it at, 5.5? But the point is, the fact that the news that Joe Flacco is now going to be the starter, people kind of are not jumping back into the Browns, of course, by any sense, but they're at least going back to trusting the laurels of Kevin Stefanski and the offense that they know he can run. And maybe that's a part of seeing the offense moving well with Shador and Dylan Gabriel. So, I mean, if that's the case, it's hard to imagine that you can't get the same, if not even better production out of Joe Flacco.
I have seen a little bit of both, though. Because on the other hand, I have seen that belief in Stefanski, CBS, is saying, like, Browns could win 10 games this year. And, like, okay, maybe a little bit crazy, but I like it. If Flacco fever's back, I can subscribe to that. I have also seen the opposite of that, though, and that's that why'd you draft 2 rookie QBs. Kenny Pickett's still there, as well as this reclamation project. You had Joe Flacco already, and then you still drafted 2 quarterbacks. So I do think there still exists a lot of confusion around the overall plan. And even though I am excited to see Joe Flacco start September 7th, I do kind of agree with everybody of like, okay, but what else? Like, what, and when are we going to get to see the rookies? Yeah. Is Pickett going to be ahead of the rookies? Like, there still are so many more questions that need to be answered because we all kind of expected that Flacco was going to be the week 1 starter.
I think while it was expected, though, it is kind of a big thing for some Browns fans, like looking at it from a more casual lens. Like, there was no way I was getting up to watch Kenny Pickett play football. Like, obviously, I was going to watch the games, but like, I wasn't going to get any more excited or have more faith in the Browns this year or read extra articles because of Kenny Pickett. I do think Browns fans, because
Ryan would start reading.
Yeah, Ryan would have, the inverse. Ryan would have been jacked up, ready to go. But I think most Browns fans, like, from a casual side of it, it's like, okay, we saw Joe Flacco a couple years ago. He was fun. He got us those 4 wins late in the year. Like, even though it was the expected move, the Browns don't always do the expected, logical, easy thing. So I think, in a way, naming Joe Flacco, who is kind of like that comfort, familiarity for Browns fans, I think it was a big deal because you now kind of have a natural transition of power to your rookie quarterbacks eventually with someone who everyone likes.
What makes me a little bit nervous about the whole thing, though, is the back-to-back interception. Like, when the Flacco magic ran out, it ran all the way out all at once, and it never really showed back up in Indianapolis. He threw a couple touchdowns, but the interception numbers were just the same as they were here in Cleveland. And I worry that the start of this schedule is difficult. Like week 2 in Baltimore, like you start throwing those interceptions week 2 in Baltimore, then week 3, I get that game's at home against the Packers, and maybe they're a little overrated, but like, I mean, that they've got a bunch of good DBs. So, like, I do stress a little that if the magic has truly run out, that the leash on Flacco fever could be really short, and it makes 2023 and that magical run just feel all the more random.
The magic ran out, but then it was also just like we didn't play the next week. So maybe he could have bounced back if it was a regular season game. Who knows?
True.
But
true.
Yeah,
I'll give Rob that.
If we want to storm cloud a little bit on the Joe Flacco run, too, I do think we caught a couple of backup quarterbacks in that swing, too. And, like, I'm not saying that Joe Flacco isn't the greatest quarterback of all time, but
we did miss.
We had a couple of shitter even
CJ
before he
Stroud.
started. Like Clayton Tune played the Browns earlier that year. I think Trevor Siemian was the quarterback in the Jets game. Like we ran into a couple of cupcakes.
Can't guarantee that won't happen this year though. We play Green Bay week 3. Jordan Love might be hurt. Maybe he hurts his finger that he just got surgery on. Who knows? My whole thing, like I was talking about pre-show though, I have no idea how this works. I feel like Kenny Pickett's just got to be off the roster, honestly, because it doesn't make any sense. Like Nick was saying, you got the guy who's the now. In a good case, maybe he could play a couple games. I don't know. If he plays the whole season, I would be shocked. He's super old. But you want to see what you could get out the rookies. I don't see the point in if you pull the plug early, just play them the rest of the season. The season's already cooked at that point regardless because you're taking out the vet.
So Rob, if you at one point had a week pass to Kennywood, it seems like you're trying to close Kennywood. Ryan,
I had a day pass.
Well, where are your thoughts on Kenny Pickett right now in terms of like not starting, obviously, but staying on the roster?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like Nick. You brought this up kind of pre-show. If the Browns start 0-3 and they're like Joe Flacco just looks horrible, which is still in the it's in the realm of possibilities, is what it is. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's 40+, right? But the fact is, are they willing to go to a rookie after 3 starts?
I say why not?
So if not, and Kenny Pickett's healthy, then yeah, I mean, at that point, what you're just you're
what do we have to lose? We're 0. It's
I
writing's
think,
on the wall.
But again,
especially considering it's me Dylan Gabriel first though, and you have like the pass rush of Green Bay, and then you have Minnesota, and you have like Detroit.
Welcome to the NFL.
At the very least, so if you're not willing, like if you're 0-3, right, and you realize your season's probably already in the shitter,
it won't matter if.
But the fact is, you could probably, if Kenny Pickett's healthy, and then like you're just picking for straws here. Is hopefully he plays well to the trade deadline, and you trade him to a team that needs a quarterback.
And guys,
it's getting nothing out of it's getting something out of nothing.
And Rob, like to Rob's point, that's what the fans are like. All Browns fans are going to be with you and just say, "What do we have to lose? Could Shador Sanders be the guy? Let's see him." That's what we all want in this room
Gives
as
us
well.
more games if it goes. That's what we want to see.
That's what we all want to see as well. But I fear that this regime realizes and naming Joe Flacco the week 1 starting quarterback kind of signifies, hey, we got to win some games this year. We cannot go out there and win just 3 games. And they're gonna believe, and whether right or wrong, I think they're gonna believe. They showed us this with how they've managed this entire thing through practices in the preseason, that they think that Pickett and Flacco are gonna give them the best chance at trying to win more than 3 games this year.
I do say all that to say I doubt we start 0-3 because I do think we win the first game.
I do too. I've been saying
regardless, in the first 8, I think we could win 3 or 4. And in that case, it's not the season's not dead. You know,
I do want to throw up the caution of, despite the fact that everyone thinks this Browns team is going to be bad, despite the fact that we are not favored against the Bengals week 1, I think it's actually the popular opinion amongst Browns fans to say that we're going to win that week 1 game against the Bengals because everyone thinks it's our best shot to win the first 6 weeks. I so see us losing that game, and then the one last slip of Flacco magic we get is he goes back into Baltimore one more time, and that's your
Green
win.
Bay, winnable game. Detroit, probably not. Minnesota, you don't know with McCarthy.
You're in
Pittsburgh, we
London.
probably
Who
get,
knows what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's the land of the misfit
McCarthy
toys.
could be butt cheeks.
You get smacked by Pittsburgh, though, but Miami and New England, winnable games. I don't know.
All right, let's take a break. We get back. We're not talking Browns football. Joe Flacco, 40-plus years old, starting for our Cleveland Browns. What a world. We'll be right back on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, Rob Watson. Before we dive back into football, got to tell you about our friends over at Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s as well as Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealers. Fairway Ford's summer sale still going on. There's never been a better time to make that short drive to Canfield, Ohio. Peruse over 500 vehicles in stock on their lot. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing and same hometown level of service. Scan that QR code now or go give their website a visit. FairwayFordOhio.com. One more time, that's FairwayFordOhio.com. Joe Flacco announced the Cleveland Browns Week 1 starter. Jack, this is a hell of a stat. Only 6 quarterbacks aged 40 or up have started 10-plus games in a season. Warren Moon, Vinny Testaverde, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers. Good Joe
Couple
Flacco.
of Hall of
We'll see.
Famers.
Jack, you have a good trivia question for us.
Yes, I do. So there are 3 Browns quarterbacks since 1999 who have a winning record at the helm. Joe Flacco is one of them. Can you guys name the other 2?
Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer's correct. At 10-6, I believe it was.
Derek Anderson?
No. Which was shocking because he was the quarterback in 07.
Baker did not.
Baker, I believe, finished
Give me-
exactly 500.
Give me Jacoby Brissett.
No.
No.
My God.
It's going to be somebody I mean,
It's not.
Is there a
There's not
minimum-
like a minimum games played here. I'll let you guys know that.
It's not like Deshaun.
It is not
I was gonna
Deshaun.
say, no way.
But he's probably close, actually.
Right, like people they think like it's just because he hasn't played.
Like he technically started the Colts
Right,
game we won,
exactly.
even though he threw 2 picks and dipped out. This guy is 2-0 as the Browns starting quarterback.
Oh,
Get the-
jeez.
Is it? No, they lost to Kevin Hogan game.
2-0 is gross. Give me DTR.
This guy's more recent than not, I would say.
Ew.
Did Keenum?
Oh my.
Case Keenum, 2-0 as the Browns starting quarterback. Yeah.
Valid. Well, let's talk about
It's a
Joe
good
Flacco,
trivia
guys.
question.
Most expensive backup of all time, by the way.
Chase
Remind me,
we didn't even
please.
see him for a year. Remember the whole year he was just.
What week is the Browns by? 10?
9?
9?
Week 9.
Can't come soon enough.
So in weeks you go to London in week 5.
And a nice Google
And then you
search
go to
for that.
Pittsburgh in week
It's
6,
week 9.
and
I'm
then the
looking at it. I
bye.
got you, gang.
Okay. How many games do we realistically see Joe Flacco going? If the wheels do fall off and we talk about contingency plan, if you're in 4 weeks and you're 0-4, do you make that switch to a rookie sooner than we maybe thought?
I don't think that they're like, at least right now,
see
and
a lot of
obviously
people in back
we can only talk about like the information that we have. Right now, they've got 4 quarterbacks, really 5, but I'm kind of operating under the belief Adam Schefter said on ESPN that they're leaning towards keeping all 4 of these guys. I really believe that the Flacco leash is going to be short, and if things go south, they're turning this thing over to Kenny Pickett. To the chagrin of Rob Watson and Browns fans everywhere, I think they're going to make you wait for these rookies, man. I really do. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Doesn't sound like
That's
they
how
want to
they
keep
make
their
it go
jobs. to
Crazy
me,
though,
bro.
because if
I don't
your
know.
offensive line, like they're getting older, if you're getting smoked those first 6 weeks of the year, there's no reason to throw out Dylan Gabriel and just, I mean, clearly, or maybe not clearly, but I would say his confidence is already messed with to some degree. If you throw that kid out there for no reason before he's ready against those sick defense, like you're gonna screw him even further. Then you're looking at Shedeur like week 13. Yeah, I guess that would maybe it clears the path for Shedeur one day, but I think you're putting Dylan Gabriel at a serious disadvantage considering he's going first most likely.
Ryan, I got like such a concrete take about this, and it should just be the rookies. We forgot, like everybody made so much noise about Miles in that clip with Andrew Siciliano where he says like, you know the plan at quarterback, and he said yeah, and like everybody ran with that, and ultimately that was just a bluff because look at what we've got going on here.
He knew it was Flacco.
He knew it was all 6 of them.
Maybe he knew it was Flacco, but
And Shedeur.
when he was dragging the Browns through the trade request, he said something that kind of can't be undone and can't be unsaid. And it rings true. And that's in this league. And this is coming from Myles Garrett, the best player on the roster. In this league, you're nothing unless you have your own young blue chip quarterback that you could build everything around. So, like, if you do the Kenny Pickett thing in week 6 or 7 or even in week 4, if you want to do it there, like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting Kenny Pickett's time. You're wasting Myles Garrett's time because he is right. Unless you've got your own guy, you're probably amounting to nothing. Like the Seattle Seahawks, right? They were the winners of the Sam Darnold sweepstakes, and they gave him $100 million contract. They're not going to the Super Bowl because of Sam Darnold this year. They're just not. You've got to get your own young blue chip quarterback. You could try to do the reclamation project.
We're
Sam
not even
Darnold,
doing it right.
I don't know. I'm going to devil's
job.
advocate you on that, though, because I think you're totally correct in that statement. But I think at the same time, when you have $1 billion still owed to Deshaun Watson, it almost offsets that having the rookie contract where you can go out and do other things to help fill needs on your roster. So, like, while you're kind of, like, let's be honest, we're not winning the Super Bowl in the next 2 years while Deshaun's $1 billion is on cap still. Like, I think at that point, what is waiting an extra 2 or 3 games to see these rookie quarterbacks? I mean, unless you are that dead set on taking you in the first round next year, which they could be.
2 or 3 games, we could see more. We could figure it out more. I don't get why waste time. I don't get it. Why do nothing?
Because
I think I'm saying because we already have 2 years wasted ahead of us regardless.
All the guys who even did, like, if Kenny was that guy, he'd be the starter. I don't know. He wouldn't have got hurt, man. If like Sam Darnold was starting week 1, Geno Smith was starting week 1 when they became the guys that saved their careers.
So let me ask you this. Could you blame Kevin Stefanski if the scenario we're talking about happens, 0-3, 0-4, could you blame Kevin Stefanski if at that point Kenny Pickett is healthy? Can you blame him for identifying Kenny Pickett and being like, that's the quarterback right now that gives me the best chance to win?
No, because he's also like, whether Jimmy Haslam said that their jobs are secure or not, it's the NFL. We all know that's not a reality. There's no such thing as a written statement March of last year that keeps you a golden contract through a year.
So that's my whole point.
It's
a lot easier for us. It's a lot easier, I should say, for us to say, start the rookie. What do you have to lose? Because I'm not employed. Right, the Cleveland Browns.
I'm not all the way convinced that week 3 he'll be the best guy. I still haven't heard the best about his hamstring. If he's hobbled and he hasn't played at all and the other guys have been getting reps and he's still only getting these sim dudes, I don't know he's going to go out there and look good. That's up to him to figure out and decide. He's got to make the decisions. Like you said, it's his job. You're in this situation because of things you've done. You've been a part of it. It's not my problem now that you're in a bad situation, bro.
All right. Let's take another break. When we get back, some interesting position battles we got to talk about as well. As John fans are called week 1 a must win. Interesting, but I kind of understood where you come from in a point. We'll talk about that when we get back on the Tigers. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack Work, Nick Pinone, Rob Watson. Got to tell you about our friends at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No bitterness, no frills, no IPAs. It's just beer the way you want beer to taste, and that's beer-flavored beer. Scan the QR code now or go give their website a visit, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. Well, guys, week 1, honestly, right around the corner.
It's crazy.
Bengals come into Cleveland.
Are we going to the
71.
game this weekend,
August-
by the way?
August
Are we
19th.
sliding for preseason football?
I don't know
Possible
that I'm gonna
Shador
be
and
able
Dylan
to.
appearance? Perhaps.
No. Anyway, Bengals week 1. John Fanta last night on the Big Play Cleveland show said it was a must-win for Joe Flacco and company. I honestly believe the Browns could beat the Bengals for numerous reasons. One, you had the whole thing of the Browns own the Bengals, they own Joe Burrow. Now, is that more of a Baker Mayfield era thing? I don't know. It's to be seen. But the fact is that the Bengals defense is absolutely atrocious. I've been at least pleasantly surprised by how well the ball has moved in the first 2 preseason games of the season with Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel.
Tempo looks
I imagine
good.
it's going to be better with Joe Flacco. And if anything, if you can put up 40 points on this horrible, horrible defense, and I know 40 points is a lot to ask for when you're talking about the Cleveland Browns offense, but guys, like, that defense is bad. And Trey Hendrickson, even if he gets on the field for week 1, I'm not sure he fixes all their problems.
Dude, I mean, that was a bad, like, here's the thing, right? That was a bad defense with Trey Hendrickson last year. And you saw, like, on week 2 of the preseason versus week 1 of the regular season, 2 very different things. But you saw last night, Lou Anarumo, maybe not the problem with that defense. To Fanta's point, though, and you look at this schedule, like, the Browns just match up really well with Cincinnati. Whether it's a Baker thing, Stefanski thing, whoever it is. Like, Deshaun Watson beat the Bengals in week 1 2 years ago, and he didn't do much. He didn't do a lot. Like, but they were able to run the ball. They were able to play good defense, and I get that Nick Chubb's not walking through that door, but you were able to win that game. You were able to start 1-0. So I do think that I kind of agree with Fanta. Like, if you can't move the football and if you can't look offensively competent against that defense, I don't know that it's ever going to happen. I don't know that it's ever going to come. And if you can't look competent against the Bengals in week 1, what's the spread going to look like in Baltimore in week 2 on FanDuel?
I could see the stadium just being so electric. I mean, it's going to be regardless
It'll
just
be
week 1 of
jumping.
a new season, but the fact that Flacco's back, and call it for what it is, just a lot of fans were just so tired of seeing Deshaun Watson take the field, understandably. And just, even if it's nostalgic going back to 2023, like, the fans are just going to be so ready. And if they do go win this game, I know it's a long season after that, but just the spirits, the vibes on this team are going to be completely different.
I'm going to say it now because I think Fanta is actually very correct. It's the Cincy game and it's the Green Bay game, both the home games. If he could get 2 wins there, I think he could actually go the distance, honestly. I do because the record will have a chance to be very even if we win those 2 games. You get way too far behind if we're 1-3 or 0-4. But if you get out of that at 2-2, there's going to be some cupcakes on the schedule as it goes on. And then you're going to have a shot in Minnesota to maybe even get to 3-2 if you could win those 2. So definitely you can't get 1 without getting the first. So I would say Cincinnati.
If we walk out of London 3-2, I will do whatever you want. You pick right. I'll do whatever.
I think the team, like, I've talked a lot. I've talked very down on the team, but they finally made the one move that I needed them to make. I'm seeing them bring in a receiver who hopefully could get out there and make a couple plays.
Who was the last Browns vertical threat that people?
That's what I'm saying. If we
Antonio
can get
Callaway for
Judkins
1
out
week.
there, the team isn't. I like what I've seen out of the offense in preseason. I like the tempo. We're not doing the spread nonsense anymore. This is the offense that has kept us in games versus teams that are way better than us.
It's
before.
AFC North football.
Yeah, like I think we're over, like, Green Bay. That's an overhype. Like, it's really Baltimore and Detroit. I'm not going to pick us in either of those games, but I'm not saying we're going to be this. I don't think we're so bad anymore that I think we just automatically go 0-4.
I mean, it comes down to it, and you're going to say, no shit, Ryan, but, like, how good is the defense? Because when Joe Flacco, you're able to still win games despite him turning the ball over twice a game. I can't expect the Browns to do that. I mean, losing Martin Emerson puts a sting in that plan. But, like, they can still be a dominant top half of the league unit. And if that's the case, and Joe Flacco looks competent, then, I mean, you're still going to be in, at least have a chance in most ball games.
You got pieces, man. Schlesinger getting tackles. Mason Graham, you lining him up next to Myles Garrett. That's going to be a headache for all defenses. Who are you going to double team? Someone on the other side is going to get a guaranteed one-on-one. Maybe we see Alex Wright or whoever's on the opposite end playing well because of the forced double teams. I see it. there's obviously weaknesses, but the team isn't super. I wouldn't be super pressed to say we could win like 7-8. That means everything went right. Not saying it's likely, but I don't think I think we're a little bit past the predictions of 3 wins. I think we're a little bit past that.
I mean, there's some stretches in the schedule that I'm not saying the Browns are going to win the games, but they're still very winnable. Like
You guys are bought.
This is
You guys
wild.
are
This is
bought
getting
all the way
wild.
back.
Listen,
This is getting
enjoy
wild.
listening to it though.
But,
Yeah,
but
I'm-
listen,
I'm
Rob, your
intrigued.
point exactly with Cincinnati
not
week 1.
saying we're
Green Bay,
playoff bound.
if Jordan Love doesn't play, you're going against Malik Willis, and it's still tough. It's Green Bay. But like if you can control the tempo, again, you're at home. It's a winnable game. Detroit probably not. London against a rookie, basically, J.J. McCarthy. Who the hell knows? You come back, yes, you're at Pitt. That's probably a loss. Then you're home against Miami. I don't believe in Miami. I don't believe in Mike McDaniel. Then you go to New England. It's a new regime with Vrabel. That's a tough place to win, but hell, I've seen crazier shit happen. Your bye week. The Jets, Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields sucks.
Justin Fields is
Could
bad.
that be win?
Yeah,
Baltimore?
football,
Probably not. But we saw Jameis Winston win at home against the Ravens. Why not Joe Flacco? Why not us? And then you're at the Raiders. A Pete Carroll team with a new running
Nick, do you want
back.
to do our schedule prediction after?
And then San Fran. Who knows? At that point, week 13, they could be playing their
worried
4th
about
string
Brock.
quarterback.
None
or
of
fifth
who
string
knows
receivers.
and what ifs.
And then
have
you're
gone
playing
into the Browns
Cameron.
winning 5 fucking games.
And then who knows with Ben Johnson? Guys, we might win 13 games.
I'm just telling you, if they split the first 4, we'll actually have to have a conversation about it not going all the way off the rails. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If they can split the first 4.
2 and 2.
If they can
2
split the
and
first
2.
4.
2 and 2.
All right, guys, real quick position battles. Wide receivers. This is from Zach Jackson of The Athletic. His locks here. Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Jamari Thrash, Isaiah Bond. Right side of the bubble, DeAndre Carter. On the bubble, Gage LaVerden. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, Kane Davis. And the wrong side of the bubble, Deontay Johnson.
I agree with that.
It's cooked for our guy.
I
bro.
agree with that. I mean, word out of Philly was Deontay Johnson didn't do much outside of physically being in Philadelphia.
Cooked for our guy. Cooked for our guy.
And then DeAndre Carter, I know there's been a lot of debate back and forth on DeAndre Carter. He's a roster lock. Like, he hasn't played in the preseason yet.
got it,
He's
bro.
the starting kick returner, punt returner. He is a roster lock. So you're looking at this receiver room. I agree with everything that Zach said.
Yeah.
I also would hate to say I told you so, but I believe the second that we talked about Deontay Johnson getting signed on the show, all the way up until right now, I said there was no chance Deontay Johnson was going to be on the Cleveland Browns week 1. So I'm very happy this is appearing to be the case
give
now.
you your one. I think Bond really getting signed was the death sentence.
So
for him.
let's walk through this, right? Because if you're to carry 6 of them, like, and I know carrying 4 quarterbacks, maybe you got to only carry 5, but say you carry 6, say you save your one roster spot with a defensive back or a linebacker or something like that. We've got Jeudy, Tillman, Thrash, Carter, and Bond as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Who gets that 6th spot?
I'd say it's between Gage and Caden Davis.
Yes.
But they both could. I think they put them both on the practice squad because I doubt both get picked up. So they probably just carry the 5.
Or could it be Deontay in that 6th spot?
Maybe they put him on the practice squad and see if anyone claims him too. I don't know.
I mean, nobody wanted him to begin
How many
with.
slot receivers could we have?
I was gonna say we're.
have to play the slot,
I
but-
also think they go light there because they want to keep the QBs. And like I've been praying this whole offseason, we're gonna go a lot of 2 tight end because I've only heard great things about Harold Fannin. So that's
I'm probably keeping. I need to keep either of one of Deontay Johnson or Gage, and here's why: Isaiah Bond is going to be a game day inactive, probably until you get back from London because he hasn't been around. And DeAndre Carter only returns kicks. So I mean, and I get you could put him on the offense, but we none of us have seen that yet. So you've really got 3 receivers, and 2 of those are Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash. Like, they're going to need to keep a 6th. Like, they can't just go with 5. And I think it's probably going to be Deontay
where do
Johnson.
we trim the rest of the fat on the roster? We're gonna have
Probably
4
linebacker.
We're
quarterbacks,
probably
6
looking at
receivers.
linebackers, defensive backs.
We know we can't cut any more DBs. We're already thin there. Cam
It would
Mitchell.
only take like 4
Can
D
we
tackles.
talk about Cam Mitchell, by the way? Is he getting serious snaps this year?
He
'Cause
has
that's
to.
Number
barbecue
29,
chicken.
baby.
That's barbecue chicken, bro. I can't lie, bro.
He's been bad.
Tony
the
Brown, though, he's going to make it
Northwestern
special
boys.
teams demon.
That's scary, bro. That is real scary. That's our starting slot, right?
Yeah.
Who else?
As of now, yeah.
Ooh.
Other interesting position group, obviously D tackles.
You
Your
guys just
locks.
had him winning 11 or 12 games.
Yeah, what the hell happened to you in 2 minutes?
I just said we could win 6.
Locks are
6-7.
Mason Graham, Malik Collins, near lock, Shelby Harris. And then he has a question mark for Mike Hall. Mike Hall was one of the players going into the season that I'm like,
He's hurt.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know, like, what are we getting out of Mike Hall? Because you went back-to-back with your first picks in the draft of D tackles. Mike Hall obviously was a second-round pick, but he still was your first pick in that draft. The last year you had no first-rounders because of that Deshaun Watson trade. Like, what's their plan?
He came on at the end of last
And he
year. That's what's
plays.
frustrating.
I remember seeing during the Ravens game.
He
We were
was
like,
good. He came on at the end of last year, so you can't write him off completely for dead. But at the same time, what's happening with this injury? Like, are you going to start the year on the on the IR on the PUP? Like, are you going to miss the first 4 games guaranteed because you haven't been able to play in the preseason or at training camp? Like, the injury reporting kind of maddens me a little bit because you could say the same thing about Kenny Pickett. Like, you could just IR Kenny Pickett. He guaranteed misses the first 4 games, and then you've got your answer. If Flacco stinks in the first 4 games, then you could activate Kenny, and then that could be your like. It's so hard to do these roster projections when the injury reporting has been so unclear with all these
quarterbacks.
guys.
But the vision I have for the D line, though, I think what they're going for is the waves. They're trying to copy Philly, and I think Mike Hall would be part of that pass rush wave. Bring him in, 2nd and long, 3rd and long. But when you have so many people elsewhere, we're talking about keeping a receiver strictly a returner. We're talking about keeping an extra quarterback. That's when when you got 2 dudes, you brought in a guy and you drafted one, and you still got Shelby Harris. That's when he could be a question mark. It might be something you got to move, or you try to put him on IR. But
I think Shelby's the question mark. Is that a hot take? I think Shelby's the question mark.
A hot take.
You saw him playing when the Browns ruled out 28 guys for that preseason week 2. Shelby Harris was out there, and not
They
one
could
of
also
the
make money
28
by cutting him
inactive.
too, I believe.
And I do agree. Yeah, I think they can free up some,
especially because I mean
it's a small.
they
amount.
drafted
So we're going
Briggs,
Mike
right?
Hell and Jawan Briggs, bro? Or
Wasn't
Sam
Briggs
Kamara?
a draft pick?
Yep.
I think also if they chose to keep Cam Thomas as the bubble end inside of Julian Aquara, Cam Thomas can also play D tackle, so that could be like a help maybe. I was gonna say though, before we flip off the Browns guys, if Dustin Hopkins,
flip him off. I'm not that mad at him.
Yeah,
what?
Not yet.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Well, then just next point about the Browns. Sorry,
we could say flipping them off until
That joke. That joke just went.
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
It's all good.
They just better
Speaking
not
of
cut
misses,
Marshall,
though,
man.
next time Dustin Hopkins misses a field goal, I want him stripped at the number 7. I don't know if you guys saw that Isaiah Bond is wearing 81,
yeah.
but Isaiah Bond wearing number 7 is one of the coolest things in sports, in my opinion, for absolutely no reason. He needs to wear number
That's
7. So
another
it's a
thing.
joke that Dustin
I'm not
Hopkins
gonna
wears it.
lie, Hopkins is he's gonna be out faster than a quarterback. Bro.
Yeah, dude.
Because
And
the
he
backup
deserved that
is
number.
not that bad, and he'll be on the practice squad, and they'll be waiting for a game where
But you guys are talking about cap space. That's a contract that they restructured. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna just eat dead money because you.
why did we
restructured
give
your
him all
kicker?
that money, bro? What are we doing?
We gave him
It's
all
a
that
kick-
money after he got hurt
it's a
against the
kicker,
Colts, too, right? Or the
bro.
Texans?
We're all
Right,
about all of a sudden we want to take care of everybody.
Laser
bro.
eyes Andrew Barry.
It's never a business
He's a
when I
moron.
need it to be a business, and then it's a business when I don't want it to be, bro.
All right,
I'm
last
off
position
these-
group of note. Offensive line, your locks, of course, DeJuan Jones, Joel Bitonio, Ethan Posick, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin, Jenkins, Whippler, Lucas.
Whippler's
Near
a
lock,
lock?
Zach Zinter.
He's
on the
awful.
bubble, Jackson Barton. Wrong side of the bubble, Javion Cohen and Jason Ivey.
Bro,
Yeah, I think it's an
Whippler
interesting
being a
one
lock
because
is
Zach
scary.
Zinter is the one that I think Zach didn't have as a for sure lock because Zinter's actually not projected right now to be the backup. I know, but he's not even he's
And
not
he
even
still
projected
can't
to be
pick up a
the
free
backup
rusher
at
up
that
the B
position.
gap.
Like he's
What-
not
what
projected
are
to be
we
the backup at either guard spot, and Jackson Barton plays tackle, so like he could add some depth at tackle, which they're going to
Are
need,
we the worst
especially
third-round draft
because
team
Cornelius
ever?
Lucas is hurt.
I heard a nasty rumor about Zach. Again, it's just a rumor, so let's not run with this about Zach Zinter. That he was like a Ken Dorsey guy.
So we were drafting players, not only just molding the offense around him, but we were drafting
Just a
players
rumor. Just a rumor.
to fit Deshaun Watson.
Just
Is
a
that what
rumor.
you're saying?
But now that we're going back to this wide zone where you've got to be athletic enough
He's
to
lost, bro. He's lost. He can't run 10 yards, bro. I see him
Blindfold included.
Was he trying to pull the other day? Is that what I saw, bro? And he tried to get to the second level? Is that
Wrong way.
rumbling, bumbling, stumbling?
it was a wrong way
It
to
was-
bring
it was-
it
yeah,
on the
he-
football field.
Yeah, that was a good.
oh Lord, guys.
Just a
All right.
rumor.
Luke Whippler, though, you're not safe either, bro. I don't know why he's a lock. That dude's bunch.
He's
Well, we
the
need
center.
centers,
Who's
yeah,
the
we-
backup
we-
center, Tevin Jenkins.
Dude, better roster construction.
Get
man.
Nick Harris back here.
Get
What's
rid
he
of
doing?
4 and we'll be back. I need that extra ADMs, bro.
All right, we're done with football for the day, guys. Let's take a break. When we flip back, Rob Manfred wants to expand the Major League Baseball before he retires in 2029. We'll talk about that when we get back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor on the Big
Jealousy.
Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack Rohr, Nick Finone, Rob Watson. Before we dive into baseball, Nick, we got to tell everybody about the 2025 Great Geauga County Fair.
Guys, I can't wait to get out there. My family, the whole family's got tickets already. We are less than 10 days away. We're 9 days away from the Geauga County Fair. Get your tickets now, JeaugaFair.com. It's going to be a ton of fun. All the fried food that you could think of that your gut can handle. Tractor pull, demolition derby. It is just some good outdoor fun this Labor Day weekend right here in Northeast Ohio. Get your tickets now, JeaugaFair.com. They got the early access ride tickets available as well too. So if you've got young kids that want to get on the rides, you don't have to wait in line. Get the advanced tickets online. Get the regular fair tickets online as well. JeaugaFair.com is the place to do that.
Well, Rob Manfred announced, I believe it was about a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not that long, that he plans to retire in 2029. But before he does that, he wants to see the MLB expand.
Can we give that a round of applause?
The retirement?
by the way?
Yeah, very good.
Could we
Happy
potentially-
trails, dickhead.
Could we potentially have 8 4-team divisions?
Yeah.
It'd be the North, South, West, and East. Of course, your AL, NL. Stephen Nesbitt at The Athletic, Jack, has the AL North being the Twins, White Sox, Detroit, and Cleveland. Kansas City would go to the AL South with Colorado, Texas, and Houston.
Yeah, before we even get into our new proposed division itself, Rob Manfred's a jerk, and I think we just need to talk about that more because this is just like the most classic example of biting off more than you could chew. Because right now, of the 30 teams who actually are in Major League Baseball, he just moved one of the most beloved franchises out of their home. They're playing in a AAA ballpark where teams can score 50 runs a weekend whenever they go in there. And the Tampa Bay Rays, who are already a flailing, struggling franchise in the first place, one, don't even have a roof, so they don't even have a stadium. Like, they have two entities that aren't even completed and perfected themselves, and they're considering expansion. It makes no sense. Like, they're arguably in a worse spot right now than the NHL in terms of the growth and health of their league across every single team. Like, that's how bad the MLB is right now. And I don't know how you can expand when you can't even do that right.
What would be the place that you want to see the MLB expand to? Popular ones are Portland, Salt Lake City, potentially.
Yeah, so Portland is a no for me because they're gonna fucking call them the Pickles, and like it's just gonna happen because of the minor league baseball team, and like
What's wrong with that,
it's part of the whole like
That's kinda
make
tough,
baseball fun and young and all that stuff. They're gonna do it, and it's gonna be really stupid. So I'm anti-Portland. I do think Nashville's gonna get it, and I do think Nashville deserves another pro sports team. The Titans are there obviously, and the Predators are one of the best fan bases in the NHL, like one of the loudest buildings. So I think always putting a team in Nashville, country hotbed, is always a good idea. So I think Nashville will be cool, and then. No, Salt Lake City doesn't need one, so I guess Portland. We'll go Portland. Or bring Montreal back.
All right, Jack, before we move on, do our parlay, we got to talk a little bit about the Cleveland Guardians. 8.5 games back now in the AL Central. You look at the wild card, 3 games back, the sweep by the Atlanta Braves. Not looking good for the Cleveland Guardians.
Not dead, but on life support.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to. We're doing like the little boop, boop, boop. There's like just enough to keep it from flatlining there. But yeah, I mean, yes, yesterday was a little bit better than what we saw over the weekend. But sometimes, like, I know the Braves aren't having up to standard, their normal standards type year. When you have all that talent on the roster, like, you do get a nice little check-in of, okay, where are we truly at after no longer playing the Rockies and the White Sox and those kind of teams of the world. But yeah, I mean, you got your butt kicked around a little bit over the weekend. Rob, we talked about Michael Harris's home run on Saturday night. That was one of the greatest home runs I've seen in my whole entire life. I think that was off Slade. That ball got hit about 10,000 feet.
It
But
hasn't landed yet.
yeah, I mean, Diamondbacks, you can hopefully get one or two here as well.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we have to hit one, guys. The elusive winning
I'm
FanDuel
sorry,
parlay.
guys. I'm sorry.
Well, Dave, I believe this will be our 5th parlay of the day. We'll do that when we get back right here on The Big Factor. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network presented by FanDuel. I'm Ryan Tyler. He's Jack O'Rourke. He's Nick Padone. He's Rob Watson. We are getting closer and closer to that August 26th mark. Nick, tell people why that's an important day.
Yeah, we're a week away from FanDuel Futures Day on August 26th. It is FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all of your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race, crown your champion in August, or parlay your division-winning dark horses. Mark your calendar because this is your day for your hunches, your odds, your calls, and your hot takes. Visit the FanDuel app today to start planning your future bets now because FanDuel Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game, must be 21 plus and present in select states. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. FanDuel Futures Day, fellas. One week from today, we'll have our future bets ready to go on the Factor.
Super excited to lock those in. By the way, Colts just named Daniel Jones their starting quarterback week one
Anthony
against
Richardson,
Miami.
Wilted Rose, Anthony Richardson, pack it up.
We were
Pack
watching,
it up.
AR-15 highlights in
he
the
got decked in that
office
Baltimore
yesterday.
game.
And Rob, you made a great 99-1 analogy about Anthony.
Okay, yeah, this is everything you need to know about Anthony Richardson.
So it's over. I mean,
yeah.
it's over
He's
for
the
Anthony
guy.
Richardson.
Unless, I mean, there's a scenario where the Colts suck and he comes back. in the
Yeah,
second half of this
sure,
game.
but
I mean, that's
like,
not going to stop him from taking a quarterback. But
They're telling you right now that like the white flag on
I wonder
Anthony
how
Richardson
hurt
is raised.
Anthony Richardson is
He's not that hurt. He's just not good.
bruised ego.
The summary for him is he can make a throw that 99% of people can't make, but then he's also going to miss many throws that 99% of people can, and that's why
Harris
he
Levert.
hasn't been working as a quarterback. Not even a random reel. He's literally just Michael Jordan or Brian Scalabrine. No in between at all.
Jack, let's try to make some damn money.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for yesterday. It was just my leg, guys. Missed by a half. Play some close games. Close games this time of the year. We're getting towards the playoffs. All right, guys. 4-leg parlay today coming in plus 628 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Starting off with the Nerfy man himself, Rob Watson. It is Scoo Day for the Tigers. Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros in Space City. That means we're going with the Nerfy in the Astros-Tigers game at -172 as the first leg. And then Nick's got Sabrina Ionescu and the New York Liberty -144 their money line against the lowly Minnesota Lynx. So that's our first two legs. Then coming up, Ryan picks Braves money line. Sometimes 1 + 1 just equals 2. They're playing the Chicago White Sox today. And then my leg, the last leg, the Atlanta Dream kind of struggling recently. The Las Vegas Aces got him at home. Asia Wilson and the Dog's going to come out and get the dub. 4-leg parlay for you guys. Once again, plus 628 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. The Nerfy and Astros Tigers. Money line for the New York Liberty. Money line for the Atlanta Braves. And money line for the Las Vegas Aces.
That sounds like a winner to me, fellas. What do you say we win one as we wrap this show up? Appreciate everybody tuning into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network presented by FanDuel. Shout out Fairway Ford. Shout out Garage Beer. Shout out the 2025 Great Jog County Fair. Let's win some money, fellas, and let's have a hell of a Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow. Same people, same time. Until then, you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.